Hi, Lightbrite back, chapter 23. When I left with chapter 22 at the end, it was telling you that our file had landed on a man's desk in Disability Awards named Mr. Greg Griffiths, which I'm sure you guys have heard me mention in previous chapters. Anyway, he wasn't too impressed that the piece of debt for that involved a student loan. Incidentally, it shouldn't have even been on there because Voc Rehab is actually the people who should be paying off that debt for us, but it's still outstanding. So this is what I left off with in chapter 22. Incidentally, I asked Carrie what the student loan would be for, which is approximately $10,000 outstanding, and Jamie is 35 years old and included in the CON package. Jamie was a tree faller on his date of injury and was considered precluded from performing that job due to the initial acceptance of vestibular imbalance, dizziness, and he was referred to Voc Rehab Services. Carrie explained that the Vocational Rehabilitation Department was supporting him in some retraining, found that would only support pipe fitter retraining costs, and under policy 88.50 provided him the funds that would have been expended on that Voc Rehab plan only. Jamie took out the student loan to take retraining as an auto mechanic, which Carrie reports he is struggling with given the sequelae of the now accepted brain injury he sustained. I surmise that the review division may also render a finding on those issues, provided they have the correct decision before them. So he was phoning to, from what I make out of it, his initial phone call was to weed out to see what kind of personality I was, which is actually how a lot of professional people that deal with touchy matters in the public act. Like policemen, have you ever got a ticket and the guy came up to your car and was nothing but a dick? Or sorry for the language, he was not very polite, and it depended how you would handle that situation, how they would handle you back. If you were completely polite back, even though their personality changes after that. So I think that's what Greg was doing. He was throwing something out there to see how I would react. Of course, the day that he phoned me, I was having a very, very bad day indeed, and my response to him being so rude was I told them that I was sorry that I had put the commutation of funds in, and if it was not supposed to be in as per se yet, if he would please just mail it back and actually explain what I should do next. And I was holding back my tears. That's exactly how that phone call went. Anyway, Carrie stated that they anticipate the review division findings on or around April 28th. So actually what he told me to do was he was going to suspend this commutation, rendering a decision that I had in process right now, which was for the decision letter dated August 30th, and that rendering wouldn't come down till April 28th, 08. So Mr. Griffiths had told me that if there wouldn't have been any more reviews in queue, he would have granted me the commutation package. He actually did say that. He said since I had something in review, he was just going to suspend this file until that, pending the outcome of that review. When the review came down, it said to Colin that he needs to send Jamie to get an assessment at the Traumatic Brain Injury Clinic Back in Motion in Richmond. So Colin phoned to tell me, he said, Carrie, the psychologist in Banff, Donna Stevens, has suggested that Jamie get some counseling and some help in a traumatic brain injury clinic in Richmond. I asked him if that was necessary, as my husband was post-injury 2 years. So what that means was it was past 2 years, and usually when you have a traumatic brain injury, it does not get better after 2 years. Well, he proceeded to tell me that yes, he would phone Back in Motion and ask what they thought. Of course, he came back and he said that they're requesting meeting him and putting him in for an assessment. So that's what I did. I actually said, is this what you would recommend? If you were me, would you do that, Colin? He said, yes, I would. So I said, okay. I will do that and set the thing up, and we'll go down. Go down with him, and we'll find all that stuff out. But if you're involved in our case, you would know that both Colin and Greg, I told Colin, I don't want Jamie to go for 14 days without me there. It's not overnight. It's 14 nights. Something could happen. He needs me with him. And Colin said no. So I abruptly phoned Mr. Greg Griffiths. In his letters that he sent me, the first letter that he sent me, he did say that please be aware, should you wish to contact the undersigned directly, please call me toll free. And he also put it in this letter somewhere too. Oh yes, he says, I provided the toll-free number if Carrie or Jamie wish to call me for any reason at all. Because this day, for some reason, after he had belittled me and spoke not nice to me in that first phone call, he hung up, phone back, not hung up on me. He would say goodbye and then he would call me back, and goodbye and then he would call me back, each time telling me that he was on my side. He was on my side. He was trying to get to the bottom of it, and he was on my side, and that his word was the word. Doesn't matter what anybody else says, voc rehab, whatever. It comes to his death, Colin, doesn't matter. He is the man. He's got the pull. I didn't need to hear that, but I was happy. I thought he was going to help me. So I did agree to have him, I did agree with his suspending the file pending the decision. When the decision came down and Colin had said, Carrie, I want you to take Jamie, I want to send you to, not me, but my husband, to this back in motion place. When I phoned Mr. Greg Griffiths and I said, Colin won't pay for me to go with Jamie for 14 days down to Richmond, he said, why? You can go. Just pay your own ticket. You can pay for half of the room. You can pay for your meals. I don't see why he says you can't go. I mean, if you can't get on the same plane as him, I'm sure you could catch a plane behind him. But he was for me. He was on my side. If he was on my side, why didn't he just say, you know what, Carrie, you can go to your physician, Jamie's doctor, and get him to write you a letter that says that you need to accompany Jamie with regards to his memory issues. It wouldn't be safe for Jamie to be in a strange city, strange surroundings, without his wife, anybody he knows, for 14 nights. He didn't tell me that. He said I could pay my own ticket, though. But he actually still thought that I thought he was on my side. Can you believe that? Anyways, I went to the doctor, I got the letter, I faxed it to Colin. Colin, boom, ticket, arrangements, everything. We were gone, and we went for the 2 weeks. I asked Colin if this was an assessment because the decision had already been down. He was 40% or something. Colin said, no, it doesn't matter. It's not a reassessment at all, Carrie. It's just, hopefully it will help you and Jamie handle the traumatic brain injury because we didn't put that therapy across for you yet. Yet when I spoke to my worker advisor, he basically told me if it comes back and they say he's only 20%, you will owe that money back. And I said, it's not an assessment. And the worker advisor said, well, it is. So if it's less, you owe money. And if it's more, it will stay the same. I think that's how he put it. Anyways, they might not have put it out so plainly like that, but that's the way I interpreted it. So here we are now. I had the wrong information at first from Greg Griffiths. He didn't help me. He wasn't there to help me. He was there to do something. So he put a stop to all this, and he was figuring, I think in my books, he was figuring out he wasn't worried about Jamie. He just wanted to see what the heck was going on. Which was pretty fine for me, because this way at least they'll know what's going on, instead of me trying to hide how injured his brain was for fear that he wouldn't be able to get a job. So we've established that I've gone there. Now it's already the end of chapter 23, so I'm going to sign out and sign back in. Hopefully I will get done this pretty soon here, so hopefully I still have your attention. Sign back in, and this is Lightbrite out. Thanks for watching.